Can that short, scruffy man take off his hat?
Do you see the man, Mrs. Stevenson? Take your time.
Well, it's not unlike number 4. But no, this isn't him. The man who bothered me was better looking than him. And he was dressed smarter.
Yes. What's going on?
Well, thank you very much, sir. I needed that. You did fit the general description, Jack. Not quite smart enough by the sounds of it, though.
One can't be too careful of these things.
What do you mean, touching up women or acquiring a better dress sense? Look, sir, I'm not exactly thrilled with the idea that there's some groper out there using my name to get his jollies.
This is an indecent assault, Jack. Let's not make light of it. I'll ask Uniform to keep a particular eye on shopping centres and supermarkets for anyone looking shifty and dressed like you.
Yeah, all right. Hey, thank you very much, sir.
Hello?
Excuse me, madam. Detective Inspector Frost, Denton, CID. I wonder if I might have a word.
You'll be back on the terraces in no time.
I know, Dad, but I missed out on the football trials. I had a good chance.
Yeah, but once this operation's done, will you be 100%? A few months training, you'll be playing again. Better than ever. Isn't that right, Mum?
First team, or I want to know why. Dr. Gibson's just arrived.
Dr. Rednick's here.
Yes, send him in.
Good morning, Dr. Gibson.
Dr. Rednick. So, you're doing the Ingram boy. Mitral incompetence this morning?
Yes, doctor.
I haven't seen the angiocardiographs.
Usually it's not necessary for my...
No one in my team is going into his chest without excluding other intercardiac anomalies. Make sure it's done. I need to see Jameson after theatre. And don't take no for an answer.
These are different, aren't they? Super semis. Right, Maggie, give that tea bag an extra squeeze. I want it nice and strong. I've been through an ordeal today, I have. Anyway, this blighter, you know, he only uses a warrant card to chat up women of a, certain age. And then he says, my father taught me to play the piano like this, you know.
Doesn't sound like you, Jack.
No, it doesn't. All right. You can get these, and don't forget the sandwiches. Well, I wouldn't mind him pretending to be me if he got lumbered with my gas bill as well. But there's no... Oh, my God. Did you get the plum and cheese and pickle as well? And? Don't mind tastes like the plumbers. Let the horse have a go on it first.
You should have tried the ham, Jack. Tasted like a dead rat. But it is a bit musty. Could be old cheddar.
What do you mean, old
It's not bad, though.
It is old.
Sorry to
cheddar.
interrupt, Jack. Nasty one by the sounds of it.
Can't be much more nasty than that sandwich, can it? What?
I want to observe today.
I see. May I ask why? I understood you were happy with my work.
It's just routine, Dr. Ratnick. I want to see that my team is functioning well together. Okay?
Sorry. Please, I want to know. I don't understand. I'm not a junior doctor.
You could be the Queen's personal surgeon for all I care, Dr. Ratnick. It's my team. I will be in theatre with you today.
Well, according to the track manager, they began to get an intermittent fault signal at the control box just after 11 o'clock last night.
And it's taken them until now to discover it was a body.
No, they made a check at midnight, but there was nothing visible till someone came on shift, checked the track in daylight.
No ID yet, I suppose?
No.
All right.
Pretty gruesome. She sped over a fair bit of track.
Make sure you get all the bits then, don't you?
That's your problem. I'm a police surgeon, not a bloody smorgasbord waiter.
Yes, all right. Thank you. So, we don't know whether she was a passenger who was pushed, or whether she jumped. All right. Well, let's get on. You all right, son?
Sorry, sir.
That's all right. The first time is not the worst, I'm afraid. You'll just have to learn to deal with it. No shame in feeling like that. All right, you get him to the canteen, give him a strong cup of tea, will you?
Thanks, sir.
All right. So you reckon that she was hit by the Intercity?
Yes, the feeder train used a different track. The 2200 from London came through at 11:25. It was running half an hour late. When it went into the cleaning sheds this morning, there were traces of blood and stuff on the engine.
No. So she was in front of the train when she was hit. That means that she couldn't have fallen from a passenger door, but she could have jumped from that bridge. Tell me something, would the driver have noticed anything if he'd hit something like a body?
It probably felt a slight impact, but unless she was below the wheels, probably not. He would have just carried her along the tracks. All right, come on. All right, you lot, come on. It's none of our business. Inside. That wheel's set in there is. Now, come on.
If no one's told you, this is a no-smoking area. Do you do that at home, do you? Good boy.
Come. Ah, Jack.
Well, we haven't got him yet, but we are working on him.
Who?
No, we don't know who. If we did, we'd nick him.
Oh, yes, you mean the imposter?
None other. Mind you, there has been a bit of a nasty down at the railway yards this morning.
Yes, I heard. Detective Sergeant Terence Reed, a shambolic career that has all the hallmarks of being a complete washout.
Seems to have done a bit, don't you?
He's been seconded to us because DS Jarvis has had to take his accumulated leave.
Oh, yes, that's right. He's gone to Barbados. Anyway, what's this got to do with me?
I'm assigning him to you, Jack.
Now, with due respect, sir, I've got enough on my plate without wet nursing a no-hoper.
Well, if he doesn't pull his weight, just tell me and I'll move him on.
Oh. Very well. Oh, by the way, sir, anyone mentioned to you about the sandwiches in the canteen?
No?
Oh, well, they will, sir. They will. Trick, file that, will you? Oh, it's you. Well, you can cut that out for a start. Reed, isn't it?
Yes, Gav.
Well, you'll learn that I don't like to be messed about. I also don't like to be interrupted when I'm thinking out loud. And I certainly didn't give up smoking so I can suck in my DS's filthy air. Is that clear?
Crystal.
Good. Right, now go and find George Toolan and get his notes on the railway death this morning, and I will meet you in the car park. All right, goodbye.
I don't want any idle chit-chat in there.
She's been sniping at me for days.
Sniping? Oh, well, you know all about that where you come from. Oh, yeah, she fits the role of assassin quite well.
Has she got something against me?
No, she treats everyone with contempt.
Swab. Okay. I've got some bleeding. Can we lower blood pressure?
No.
Retractor. I've got a significant hemorrhage here.
I can't help that.
Dan, clamp.
No! Move. Swab. More. Suction. Quickly! All right, apply pressure here. Here, come on.
Well, I don't know. Something's not quite right, and I don't like mysteries.
What's that then?
Well, she's been missing 24 hours and no one's reported it. And also, can't find her handbag.
Another angle, Gov.
Yeah, what's that?
When she was assaulted on another train, pushed off, lay injured on the tracks, and the Intercity gave her a freebie ride.
A freebie ride? Haven't you got any sense of decorum?
Not really, Gov, no. If we had some more rolling stock, then we wouldn't have these problems. Bloody hell.
Let's think about it for a second, this handbag. Supposing she was struck by the train like down there, and we found what was left of her, like here. Well, then her handbag could be knocked anywhere, couldn't it?
What, you mean another train might have snagged her or something?
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's a very... What's he saying? Oh, ignore him. Probably thinks we're trespassing.
Police or not, you have to wear safety vests. Drivers can't see everything all the time.
That's all right. I appreciate that now, thank you.
Yeah, well, next time, ask me first.
Yes, all right, thank you, I will. Now, has there been another train to use this section of track this morning?
Yeah, it's a commuter train. It went into the sheds for cleaning and maintenance.
How long does it take to turn it around?
Well, they've only just started it. Oh, it's still there then? Of course it is.
Well, I would like to see it.
Tell Anderson's a foreman. I'll get him to meet you at the cleaning sheds.
Anyway, I'd like to thank you for, what you did out there just now. Oh, my God. This tea tastes worse than the diesel we get at the Nick.
You don't interfere with the instrument table, you should know that.
It's automatic. When I've operated before, I've had no instrument mess.
You don't clamp with unexpected bleeding.
I would have thought a non-crushing clamp would have given you proximal control.
Think again, Doctor. Clamping in a pool of blood can be ineffective and can damage adjacent structures.
There were no anatomical structures we could have damaged.
Revisit your basic surgical technique, Doctor. Compression, suction, suture. It's just as well I was there after all.
I'd have clamped.
That's about these.
Well, we'll have to get underneath.
Right.
Have they finished working under there?
Maintenance don't come until after cleaning.
Are we going to be all right?
Yeah, I'll tell him you're under there. Be careful.
Okay. You ask them to stop the steam crane as well?
Yeah.
up now? Yeah. Something up here, but I can't get it. Snagged on something. I need some light up there.
What, where?
Up there. That's it.
Go on.
Okay, I got it.
Look at that. Well done, Reed. I love it when I'm right.
Woman on the railway track. Obviously a terrible impact. But we determined she'd be dead about 8 hours. Blonde, age?
33, size 14 dress. Name, Mrs. Sylvia Carter.
Oh, you've been reading the canteen tea bags again.
No, it's just that I found her handbag. She was a fairly good-looking woman. You know, money in the bank, decent enough bloke for her husband, nice house. On the surface, I can't see any reason why she would want to kill herself.
That's why I wanted to talk to you, Inspector. Her right hand was missing.
Well, you said it was a terrible impact.
Yes, but we found it. It might not have been severed by the train. Fairly crude amputation, though, so I'm not sure at this stage what did it.
Meaning?
It was recovered 50 yards back from where she was struck by the train.
Back? You mean behind the impact area?
Yes. Well, that doesn't sound like suicide to me.
No, it doesn't. Does it? Ah, there you are, sir. Just the man I wanted to see.
Jack,
It's about...
I've had some anonymous complaints from the canteen.
Oh, yeah? Anyway, it's about the girl on the railway track, sir.
And now he marches on its stomach, Jack, and I like to think I play my part in keeping our troops happy.
Yes, sir, but the truth is, I mean, those new sandwiches are bloody awful. What happened to the bakery man's baguettes?
Super Sammy's sandwich service is far more cost efficient. Almost half in fact. It'll trim thousands of our budget.
Yeah, well, that's not all that needs to be trimmed. About the girl on the railway track.
Well, what about her?
Look, I don't think that she was killed by a train.
How else?
Well, I don't know, but I think that she could have been mutilated somewhere else and then thrown onto the railway track to make it look like an accident.
Well, need I say, Jack, that as appalling as this is, until we have proof of a substantial criminal nature, our resources are extremely limited.
What you're saying is down to me and Reed, is it?
Yes. How are you getting on with Reed?
All right, fine. In fact, he saved my baker this morning, and I don't mean in the canteen. Right.
Oh, yeah, we found the dead woman's husband, Gav.
Oh, good, well done. But don't tell me, I bet he's got an alibi tighter than Mullet's budget plan.
Yeah, solid. One thing, she attended night school at the local education centre 3 times a week.
Was that last night?
I don't know yet, Gav.
All right. You get over there and check that out. Oh, and remember to ask intelligent questions. They are teachers.
Look, time and again, I or a member of my staff have to physically go down and get a patient's record because the computer's down again. It's surgical time wasted and it's putting people's lives at risk.
We're addressing that.
It's not good enough. You're stripping my staff and my resources. Major surgery is being neglected in favour of minor operations.
We do our best with what we have.
Minor operations that help you achieve waiting list standards.
Everyone's affected. I'm under pressure to reach my targets.
You're manipulating waiting lists. It's unethical. And the internal investigation into post-operative deaths is putting my team under scrutiny. My team!
Look, I'm certain no portion of blame will be attached
I'm
to
not
you.
going to allow you to undermine my unit's work any longer. I've discovered something I think you might find very interesting.
You call me unethical? This is blackmail.
It's going to look bad for the hospital, but especially you if this gets out.
Discuss this here. Come out to the house. We'll talk it through. I'm sure we can resolve it.
Ah, right, Reed. Where did you get on at the education centre?
She was definitely there last night.
Mm-hmm. What time did the class finish?
10:30.
And was she there till the end of the class?
No. She always left by 10. She didn't like catching the last bus home.
Oh, right. Well done. You deserve a pint. And just to show you what a good governor I am, I'm buying. Oh, lend me a fiver. I'm a bit short. I don't know. Bright young woman, everything to live for. Who'd want to hurt her?
Guess we got some nutter out there, Gav.
Yeah, I know. You'd have to be a psychopath to do that to someone, wouldn't you?
Hello, Jimmy. Late shift.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, it's doing fine.
It's just that... Well, one of the theatre nurses said on the quiet there was a blip during the op.
No one said anything to me. He's absolutely fine. Look, you can stay a bit if you like.
No, I can't. I'm going tomorrow.
Look, he'll be all right. You see.
Cheers. Dr. Gibson, I heard there was a problem during my son's operation.
Oh, who told you that? It was nothing serious. There was a little unexpected bleeding, but really it was nothing. He came through with flying colours.
You sure he's all right?
Yes, I did the operation myself.
Thank you.
No need, it's my job.
Good night, Gav.
Ingram, bed 5! You've got 10.
Pardon?
10.
No, the beans count as 1. See?
It's people like you that make a mockery of the rules in this country.
Ah, yes, that may be so, madam. But you see, sometimes you do have to bend the rules if... Hey, do you mind I'm after someone?
Look, listen, sir, let's not have any bother, sir. Can I ask you to come to the security area?
Look, you... I'm Detective Inspector Frost, Denton CID.
Oh, I see. We've had word about you, Sunshine.
Think so too.
At least we're assured the supermarkets are taking our warning to heart.
Yes, only problem is I won't be able to shop anywhere until we get him.
Imitation might very well be the sincerest form of flattery, Jack, but we do have to find a way of stopping it.
Yeah, well, apart from me walking around with a placard saying I am not the Groper, I can't see what I can do.
If he gains too much confidence, it could lead to something more unpleasant.
No, I don't think that's his game. I mean, he's not forcing these women into anything, is he? He's talking them into it, and then when he, goes up a gear, they squeal and he does a runner.
Well, we'll just have to stay vigilant then, Jack.
Yep, all right.
By the way,
Hmm?
I haven't seen Reed this morning.
No, he's busy. He's taking the train driver's statements.
Huh.
keep this unofficial. Oh my. All right, thanks. Oh, right, what happened?
One lady said he came in drunk, smashed the place up. He's in there on his own. No one else involved, sir.
All right. Good lad, Prentice. Go down, find the landlady, tell her everything will be fixed up. So, leave the rest to me, right? Well. Wait. Yeah, get that down, you. And don't stay all day in there. You may think that by knocking me out of the way of that train yesterday, that it entitles you to some sort of privileges.
No, Gov. Sorry.
No. We do not watch the clock. We do not get paid the extra. But we do get to work on time. Especially when the governor is out on the streets of Denton chasing a Dolly the Sheep clone of himself. Now, if you're ready for a shift, we will continue to investigate the suspicious death of Mrs. Sylvia Carter. Thank you.
Something wrong with your head now, and I know it. What did she do? What?
He went into VPAC in ICU. We tried to save him. We did everything we could.
She killed my boy! She killed
Oi! Where's that going? No, not there. Over there. Right.
Paul Hobday.
Yes?
Detective Inspector Frost, Denton CID. I believe that you worked with Mrs. Sylvia Carter.
That's right, yes.
Yeah, from what your supervisor tells us, you two basically ran this side of the operation.
Italian tomato bread and mozzarella.
She was in charge, yes. And she got on well with everyone? She was a star with Sylvia.
Yeah, so everyone tells me. Ooh, turkey with cranberry sauce and apple. I'll tell you what, Mr. Hobday, do you mind if I buy one of these? Only I missed my breakfast this morning.
On the house.
Ah, well, that's very nice of you. You sure?
They're out of date. They're going to be dumped anyway. She didn't have any problems at home. With Sean? No, he's a lapdog. He'd do anything for her. Look, Inspector, I really don't know what to say. None of us here can believe she's dead.
Did she have a locker here? Right. Thank you, Mr. Hobday. Right, now we know that that's her front door key. Right, now let's see. This must be the key to her locker.
Well, there's nothing to get excited about in there, Gov.
All right, well, that's two down, one to go. I'd really like to know what this key fits, though. Frost. It's been a while. Yeah, well, I don't get to dine out very much these days. 2 cups of tea, please. What about a sticky bun, Reedy?
No, thanks.
I was wondering if you'd heard of anybody doing a number on me.
Pulling your chain? Bit of a chancer, wouldn't you say?
Not half.
I haven't heard.
What about Rollo?
I'll ask him.
Right.
190
What, for a cuppa?
for a mug.
Pinkley makes tea that locks your kneecaps together. Which wouldn't do you any harm at the moment, by the looks of things.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, well, with a bit of luck, we might be able to manage to keep it quiet. So, you're on methadone.
I've also got a drink problem.
Oh, really? I would never have noticed. How long have you been on drug rehab?
12 years. Haven't touched them since then. I usually manage to control the drinking. Sometimes I can't. I'll take a few sick days to sort myself out.
At least you recognise that you've got a problem. As opposed to this sandwich.
This isn't just a job for me, Mr. Frost.
No, nor me. So don't bring my career down with yours, you get me? I saw the medal in your wallet.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we don't get a military medal by playing on the swings in the park, do you?
Well, I keep it handy because it helps me remember how lucky I am. Some of my mates were. Keeps a bit of dignity intact, you know. Gets me through.
Where was it?
Falklands.
Who were you with?
Paris. In those days, battle fatigue was for wimps. Some of us just drank or drowned.
All right, come on, let's get back to business. Now, I don't believe that our Mrs. Carter was on her way to the bus station. I believe that she was coming back from somewhere else, wherever that was.
No, I don't get you, Gaff.
Well, look, let's look at the facts here. Where was she between 10 p.m., when she left the college, and 25 past 11, when she was hit by the train? Now, if someone knew that she took that route across the railway track, it's an ideal place to commit a murder and make it look like an accident, isn't it?
Mr. Frost.
Oh,
Always a pleasure.
oh, Rollo. Oh, very nice, very kind. This is my assistant, Terry Reid.
Pinkley says you've been having a spot of bother. It's not round here, I hope.
No, it's the other side of Denton.
Right, well, I haven't heard no one doing your man down or nothing, Mr. Frost, but I'll keep my ear to the ground, rest assured.
Thank you, Rollo, very kind. Oh, thank you. Very kind.
I'll do what I can.
Grasses. What? Pinkley and Rollo? No. No, there was a rumble outside a gay club about 15 years ago. I happened to be passing, and there was Rollo, and he got a knife in the throat. Well, I was lucky I managed to save him from bleeding to death.
Well, they were queer bash.
No, the other way round. Pinkley and Rollo are an item. They've been together for 20 years.
Well, Pinkley wasn't exactly overjoyed to see you.
No, well, he wouldn't be, would he? He's jealous. Funny old world, isn't it? By the way, I always thought that cigarette packets contained a government health warning. Yours don't.
I never noticed. I bought them in a pub over the weekend. There's some bloke going around flogging them off cheap.
You bought them in a pub? These are off the back of a lorry. Where are your brains? You're trying to self-destruct your career, you are, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I'd had a few by then. I didn't even think about it.
Well, you can think about it now. Because you can spend your weekend doing a pub crawl. And if you can do that without getting too pie-eyed, maybe you can find this purveyor of illegal tobacco and nick him before someone else does. Hello, Jack.
Heard your pervert friend had another good day.
It's all in here somewhere. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, well, they say perversion's all in the mind.
Listen, Ernie. Detective Sergeant Reed. Now, I've seen his service record. I'd like to have a look at his military background.
Oh, come on, Jack. Not without authorisation. You know that.
I want this done on the QT, so just keep it to yourself, will you? There's no rush.
Good.
Monday will be fine.
Today's Friday.
I know what the days of the week are. Oh, I'm sorry it's been another year. How was your weekend, Gav? Terrible. The kitchen is a war zone. My bedroom is a magnolia jungle. And to top it all, the painter spilled a gallon of white paint in the toilet. Slept well, though. The fumes saw to that. Well, how was your weekend? Well, I didn't find a bloke peddling the fags, but I will. Good. Now, I found something very interesting in Sylvia Carter's check. Have you had breakfast yet?
No, Dad. Which way?
Straight ahead. Good, neither have I. I'm killed for an egg sarnie. Hey, what's a bit of that? Go on, get behind him. Go on, give it some welly.
Is this where we're supposed to be going?
No. Just I thought it might be interesting.
It's been stinking since yesterday morning. Don't you lot work weekends? We found yesterday. And this morning, that's health hazard we consume.
Oh, good morning, sir.
Morning. Well, what's occurring?
The yard manager hasn't got any keys for this.
Oh dear. It's a bit right, isn't it?
Are you the health inspector? This is disgusting, this is.
Quite right, madam. She's right. Well, come on, then. Break the lock off. Let's have a look, see what's inside.
It's a refrigeration truck or something, isn't it?
Not anymore, it's not. That's been defrosted in the last couple of days. And I thought my fridge at home was bad enough. Probably a supermarket's week's supply of meat in there. Oh, dear. No pork chops today, girls.
He'd be lucky. Fish fingers more like.
Sir. Oh. Oh, yeah. Whew. I'd keep quiet about this if I were you, especially in front of that lot. This is hospital waste due for incineration. Someone's made a cock up.
What do you want us to do?
Stay upwind is my advice. Well, what I want you to do is to get hold of the hospital, find out who the sloppy lot was that didn't deliver this to the incinerator, and get it out of here. Right, let's go and get ourselves an egg sandwich and find our way to Headley Street.
Which is where?
Opposite the railway sheds. Now, in her checkbook, she's got 4 stubs that are monthly payments of 200 quid.
Well, they're not the mortgage, then?
No, they're not the mortgage. Turns out that she's been renting a flat from Stenwood Property Services. Huh? Now, why would she be wanting to rent a flat? All right. Key number 3. Right.
Yeah. It was very tidy, Gav. There's a double bed in there. It's made up, but it's been used. Nothing in the wardrobe, a couple of towels on the bed.
Oh, she was tidy, our Mrs. Carter. I think she needed somewhere that was quiet and unobtrusive for her goings-on.
Stock quantities, bills were laid in, return stock, delivery schedules.
This explains a lot. So she comes from the night school, across the railway tracks, a paper shuffle, a bit hanky-panky, back across the railway tracks, catches a bus, and then says, "Hello, darling, I'm home." There in Hobday. Well, I'll buy you a curry and a pint if you're wrong, and I don't make a wager like that without due consideration. Well, she must have been making a shortcut from here somewhere.
Yes, Reed. Yes, Superintendent. Yeah, he's right here, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm quite close to closing the Mrs. Carter death. Yeah, I've got a suspect. Yeah, well,
Jack, he's an old friend, he's concerned, and he doesn't want any publicity for the hospital.
Yeah, all right, so I'll go on my way back. What's his name? Mr. Bennett. All right, thank you very much. All right. Superintendent Mullet wants to do a favour for a consultant surgeon friend of his at Denton General.
Maybe he's missing some body parts.
That would be a coincidence, wouldn't it? Listen, I'll tell you what I want you to do. I want you to drop me off at the hospital, right? Then go back to Denton, find out all you can about this Hobday. Then come and pick me up in, what, say, an hour's time? That would show winning, shouldn't it? All right.
I can't offer you coffee, I'm afraid. I'm operating in an hour. No good having a full bladder. And coffee's a diuretic. Do you know that?
No, I didn't actually. Thank you. This is just a courtesy call, really, sir. Mr. Mullet asked me to pop round. I expect it's about the clinical waste, is it? The body parts?
What are you talking about, body parts? I asked Mullet for some advice because a surgical colleague of mine, Helen Gibson, didn't turn up for lunch on Sunday.
Sunday lunch? Well, I'm sorry, Dr. Mr. Bennett. I'm afraid I don't understand.
Well, she's not here. She's not at home.
Her car's in her parking space. Where is she? She's not the type to go off and win.
I see. Well, I'll fill in a missing persons report.
Well, I could have done that. Mullet said you would look into it.
I see.
See, people don't realise just how complex cardiac surgery has become. It's tremendously stressful on surgeons. And she carried the whole thing on her shoulders.
I see, yes, of course. Was she under a lot of pressure?
Well, of course. Not that that'll get her much sympathy from anybody around here.
Really, was it?
Well, she's a stickler for detail. She doesn't suffer fools gladly, and I respect her.
Are you trying to tell me that she isn't liked?
Except me and my wife. We quite like her. Anyway, as I say, she's under a lot of pressure, and I'm worried about her.
Yeah.
My secretary will give you the names of a surgical team. They might know something.
Right, if you could, God, I hate hospitals.
Well, she was here on Saturday morning.
You saw her?
No, I was at a seminar all day. Look, see? Here's her signature subscribing medication for a patient.
Oh, yes, right, I see. Have you noticed anything unusual about her the last few days? Her behaviour? Anything she might have said?
She had a very heavy workload. Resources are not what they should be.
No.
But I like her. She gave me the opportunity to work here.
I see. All right, well, thank you very much.
There was one thing.
Yes, what was that?
Perhaps I shouldn't mention this.
No, perhaps you should.
A man, Ingram, his son died. He was violent here in the ward. He blamed her for his death.
Ingram, you said. Well, did he threaten her?
No, she wasn't here. I think it was only because he was so upset for the death of his boy. It's understandable.
Yeah, I think it probably was.
I'm a clinical assistant. She's a consulting surgeon. She said jump. I asked her how many hoops. An awful woman. She threw tantrums and instruments all the time. A brilliant surgeon, though.
Did anyone like her?
Not that I can think of. Who reported her missing?
What's her name? Bennett.
Well, he's a bit of an old woman, is our Roger. Still, you never know these days.
All this pressure. Did she have had a breakdown?
You've got to be joking.
Well, could she have gone AWOL? Something like Benidorm, whatever.
Oh, no, she never went away. You can't play God when you're on your holidays, Inspector.
Right. Thank you.
Sorry I'm late, Gav. Got caught in traffic.
All right.
How'd they explain the missing body parts, then?
No, it was nothing like that. Apparently some doctor's done a bunk. Can't say I blame her working with that lot. Oh, blimey. Talk about the caring profession. Go right.
Pull in somewhere around here.
Yeah. Okay. Wait here. Excuse me, is this the incinerator?
It will be when I've fixed it. The kiln's too old. You get the refractory breaking off. Takes days to cool it down.
When did this break down?
Friday. But don't blame me. If they spent more on maintenance, it'd behave. Every month it is now. Can't go on, I tell you that.
What's the name of the company that picked up the waste?
That's Colby's, that is.
Colby's.
Yeah, they're out on the industrial estate. If you ask me, they should give them the contract permanent. Shut this relic down.
When did they do the pickup?
That was on Saturday.
Saturday. Thank you. Thank you very much. Colby's on the industrial estate. Double quick time. Coincidences like this, I do not like. Three trucks are out of action. We had to use a subcontractor. They're the ones who did the pickup at Denton General. That's right. Those idiots made a total mess of things. They left the damn truck in the yard over the weekend.
Have you burnt the waste from Denton General yet?
The first one's just gone up now.
Well, shut it down.
What, now?
Yes, now. I'm impounding all of this lot.
You can't expect a team of police officers to inspect every bag of, well,
Clinical waste is the correct expression, I do believe so.
besides, I haven't got the resources. And there's absolutely no proof that Dr. Gibson's been murdered. It's pure speculation.
No, but if she has been murdered, I can't think of a neater way to dispose of the body. Can you, sir? Time is of the essence. Huh?
The press will have a field day.
We can't let the barbarians at the gates hear about this. You've got to hold them off, sir.
They'll crucify us if they sniff this out.
They certainly will if they stand downwind long enough. Look, sir, if I'm wrong, there's no harm done. I'm just an overzealous policeman.
What if you're right?
Well,
No, you better get on with it.
all right.
And I'll speak to county. See if they can give us someone to handle the press.
All right. Thank you, sir. Perfect timing. I'm dying for a cuppa. Really do the honours, really. Well, Mr. Hobday, I found something out about our Mrs. Sylvia Carter.
I don't think you can just barge
Oh,
in
yes,
here.
I can. Because I think she was murdered.
What?
Yes. She may have been at college studying bookkeeping and management, but I think she was doing a bit of Chinese on the side. You know what I mean? Shanghai accounting. Juggling the books. And another thing, this is a very nice sandwich. Not like the mouldy old stuff that you tried to give me the other day, or the stuff that you flog on to private caterers for a bit on the side.
That's not what you're on about.
Oh, yes, you do.
What happened, eh? You get greedy? She catch you trying to take more than your fair share? Or didn't she want to sleep with you anymore? Is that why you clobbered her? You're making all this up? We found the room she used. What rooms?
You two had a bit going together, didn't you? Huh? She couldn't have done all this juggling on her own. So what you do, have an argument, do you? Hmm? You lose your egg. What you do, Walloper? Then leave her on the railway track?
No!
Yes, yes, Mr. Hobday. I think that you murdered her.
And I did not kill her. I don't know anything about these rooms you mentioned. All right, look. I was in on it with her. We sidelined old stock to private companies. It was her idea.
Get your coat.
All right. All right. I did fancy her. But a couple of months ago, some bruiser had a go at me. Told me to stay clear of her. Well, I kept it strictly business after that.
Oh, yeah? Why would he do that?
But it wasn't because he didn't like the catering. She was having an affair with him.
With who?
All right, Vicar. Anderson. We don't want any more fuss, do we?
Couldn't do nothing. I knew she was dead. I couldn't let on. I wanted to break it off. Half a dozen times. But I just couldn't. I panicked. Didn't know what to do.
So you came to work as usual the day after you killed her. It's pretty cold-blooded, isn't it? Not much panic there.
I didn't kill her.
Come on, Anderson, we checked. When she went to college, you told your wife you were working extra half shifts, supposedly finishing at midnight, so no one's the wiser. She comes out of college, you meet her, you take a shortcut over the tracks to the flat she had.
Yeah. I admit that.
So you knew she was dead, but you didn't kill her. Oh, come on, pull the other one.
I couldn't say anything. If my wife found out, she'd take the kids. I love my kids. And my wife. It was just a bit on the side, that's all.
Yes. P.C. Heaton has entered the room at 17:21, yes?
We bagged the contents of his locker, sir. Do you want us to go to his house now?
Oh, God, no. No, don't. Please.
When we found her hand, it had residual stains of a cleaning agent on it. You know? The sort mechanics use to get grease off their hands. You killed her, didn't you? Yes, you did. Now, just tell us how it happened.
I thought we were safe. We've gone that way dozens of times.
I see. Shortcut after a cosy bit of leg over. But on this Wednesday night, the train was running half an hour late.
Never even heard it. Not right away. And then it came out of the dark and hit her. They switched the points because it was running late and we was on the wrong tracks. It all happened so fast and we were confused. When it hit her, I was still holding her hand. And I just ran and ran. And then I saw what I was holding. And I just chucked it. My wife will go spare. She'll take the kids and everything when she finds out. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
All right, look after him, will you?
There was no forensic on Sylvia Carter's hand.
No. It could have been. He's not to know that.
I believe a full statement has been taken regarding the death of that unfortunate woman on the railway tracks.
Yes, sir.
Terrible accident. Not only was this Anderson having an affair with another man's wife, who died, now he has to face her husband, as well as his own family. It's appalling.
Mind you, there is one good thing that's come out of all this, sir. Super Sammy's soggy sarnies are no more. I reckon that the canteen is even now restocking with the bakery man's baguette. A superior class of sustenance, if I may say. Just goes to show you, sir. Taking a shortcut doesn't always pay off.
Come.
Excuse me, miss. Are you the new catering supplier? You know, come to save the troops?
Jack, this is Miss Redmond. Press liaison officer from county.
You must be Detective Inspector Frost.
Yes. How?
Ready when you are, Superintendent.
Jack, it's forensic. They've got something to show us.
Over here. It was buried under a dozen waste-filled bags.
All right, come on, let's get it out of there. Come on, tip it, tip it. Oh, all right, will somebody open it? I'm not here for the good of my health. Oh, come on, Hoot. Well, sir, unless I'm very much mistaken, this is our missing surgeon, Dr. Helena Gibson.
We can't keep this from the press.
Sir, if the killer finds out that the body hasn't been destroyed, he'll do a runner. We'll never find him. But if we keep this as a missing person inquiry, we've still got a chance to draw him out.
Great.
Thank you, sir. It's a good hunch, Guff. She was almost toast. Yeah, well, it's a start. I'll tell you one thing. I bet it's a long time before Superintendent Mullet has a home barbecue again. Blow some of that my way, will you? Oh, thanks very much. Oh, fuck, crying out loud, I don't believe it. Ow. Oh.
We are concerned for the well-being of Dr. Gibson and are seeking help from any member of the public who might be able to assist in our inquiries. This brilliant doctor was a member of a fine team of surgeons at Denton General. We believe she was on duty on Saturday morning, and concern was first raised when she failed to turn up for a private engagement yesterday.
This can make a mess of things.
Sunday. Our preliminary inquiries indicate
She was never here.
Gibson shouldered considerable
Understand?
responsibility for the effectiveness of her
Don't say a
unit.
word.
And naturally, we and indeed her colleagues trust that she has not suffered any unfortunate mishap. We are currently making vigorous efforts to determine that she's not been involved in an accident elsewhere, which might have left her unconscious and perhaps unidentified in another region's hospital. We are confident that with your, that is, the public's help, we will be able to put together a complete picture of Dr. Gibson's
Yes,
whereabouts
all right.
from Saturday morning.
Good night, sir.
Supplies has been established.
That's it.
Detective Inspector Frost.
Yes, how can I help?
It's about my mother.
Your mother.
I'm sorry I shouldn't come here. My mother was Pauline Shelley.
Pauline Shelley?
She died last year.
Oh, I'm sorry. How can I help?
Well, from what Mum told me, I think you're my dad. You must be very busy.
Yes, we are at the moment. How's your B&B, is that right?
It's fine. I'm not that comfortable just turning up on your doorstep and telling you, though.
No, it rather unsettled me. And, I think you ought to know that when I was on secondment to Essex all those years ago, well, my marriage wasn't all that wonderful.
Mr. Frost, I know you and my mum didn't have the great romance, but she said that you treated her well, that you were kind. That's often enough, you know.
Yeah, I suppose it is.
I'm not asking for anything.
No, I know you're not.
Mum, only told me she thought you were my father because she knew she was dying. I'd never have had any hope of finding out otherwise. It took me ages to pluck up the courage to come and see you.
And, look, I don't want to shirk my responsibilities in any way. But I think, well, for both our sakes, we gotta be sure.
I know. But, well, Mum did think it was you. And I don't see how she can be wrong, can you?
Excuse me, madam. Security have asked me to question you about some goods you haven't paid for.
What? I'm sorry.
Detective Inspector Frost, Denton CID. I'm afraid I'm going to have to search you.
You can't do that. I haven't done anything.
Then you'll have to come down to the station to be strip searched and interviewed. Now, which is it to be?
All keeping me busy, Inspector.
Yes. Well, I don't want you forgetting how to carve the Sunday roast, do I? Have you got any news over my dead Dr. Gibson?
She wasn't sexually assaulted.
All right, what killed her?
A blow to the head.
I see. And sort of weapon?
How does blunt instrument sound?
Pretty predictable.
Probably something like a rough-edged rock. Found traces of dirt in the wound, which would indicate she was killed outside.
Do we know the time of death yet?
Roughly. I'd say there was a struggle.
Oh, yeah.
Rigor mortis still isn't a good gauge, but it speeds up after violent exertion. As far as I can tell, she'd be dead 24, maybe 30 hours.
What's that then? Saturday morning? Yes, well, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Oh, anything? No, there's nothing obvious. Locked drawer over there. I see. Mrs. Royden, isn't it?
That's right.
I'm Detective Inspector Frost. How do you do?
Mighty dear.
Dr. Gibson's schedule, you know, operating times, ward rounds, time she came in, time she left, that sort of thing. Do you think you could get it for me?
Yes.
Thank you. I understand that she wasn't in on Friday.
No.
Is that usual?
No. But if she wasn't scheduled for an operation, she's sometimes caught up with paperwork at home.
I see. Have you got a key for this drawer?
No, only Dr. Gibson has this.
If you've got the knack, you don't need one. Right. Now, is there any reason why she would have that locked up?
No. She was at a symposium last week. She may have picked it up there.
I see. I'm going over to see Jameson, the hospital manager. I want you to go into the mortuary area. Check out those waste disposal bins, will you? All right. Now, look, I found this. She was using that as a page mark, if that's what it was.
Well, it's Dr. Retnick's resignation.
Exactly.
He's one of their surgical team.
Yeah, I know, but last time I spoke to him, he said he was very happy to be here.
Word has it she got in everyone's wit. Stuffed up a dozen people's careers. No personal life to talk of.
Well, they say that not enough sex makes you irritable, or so I'm told.
Question you yet, have they?
I was told Inspector Frost wanted to meet me here.
Maybe she's run off with a secret lover, never to be seen again. Well, it'd certainly make life a lot easier around here, wouldn't it?
I can't make the connection.
Oh, come on, Jameson. She fought your cut tooth and nail. Now you don't have anyone to stand up to you.
I'm not going to discuss hospital business with you.
And with the inquiry into the post-operative deaths, to which we now add the Ingram boy, it's all rather convenient. What's the word I'm looking for? Scapegoat?
You don't look exactly heartbroken.
Me? Oh, God, no, that damn woman stopped my career prospects good and proper. Oh, no, good riddance. That's what I say.
If you ask me, you should interrogate Retnick.
Are you suggesting there are suspicious circumstances surrounding her disappearance?
No, I didn't mean that. I don't know what I meant. He's a Serb. Did you know that?
Oh, I see. You know, picking on the underdog always tends to get up my nose. I don't know why. Maybe the words bullying and prejudice spring to mind. Anyway, you were the one that employed him.
She employed him. It's her recommendation. He'd been working as a surgeon in an international aid agency.
What do you mean, saving lives rather than taking them? Tell me, do female surgeons join foreign doctors on your list of dislikes?
There were very few occasions when Helena and I needed to meet, even here at the hospital. And we didn't socialise. Look, I'm sorry, Inspector. I simply don't know where she is or why she's gone missing.
Thank you. Excuse me. What about this internal investigation into post-operative deaths?
How do you know about that?
That's my job. I listen at keyholes.
Denton General is below average in national clinical indicators.
What?
Hospital death league tables.
Oh, I see. Hardly the lottery you'd want to win, is it?
Obviously, we don't want people thinking her absence and the internal investigation in any way connected.
Conspiracy theories are always flavour of the month. And I need that information to help me with my investigation.
I'm going to pick up some extra shifts. Night work.
Aren't my days long enough already?
Jack! Hello! Lawrence Dale Brewer.
What, Larry the Barrel?
That's him. Got out 4 years ago. We did him for impersonating a customs and excise officer. I think he's the one impersonating you.
Now he's too fat.
No, I spoke to the screw who worked his wing. It seems Larry didn't take to HMP grub. Shed his weight.
Well, I'll be blowed. Hey, keep this under your hat. We can flog this idea to Weight Watchers. Oh, Larry the Barrel.
Best bet we got so far, Jack.
Yeah, wait, just a minute. What are you up to?
Oh, someone turning over corner shops. I'll keep as much of it off your desk as I can.
All right, thanks, George.
I've said all I'm going to say. Mr. Brendan, this is more than just a couple of kids wrecking the place for a laugh. There's at least another 5 shops in Denton who've had the same treatment. And half a dozen more on the edge of town.
Then go and speak to them.
Tell them.
Keep quiet, Jennifer.
It's been getting worse. This is the 3rd time. Only this time, they hit him.
I said that's enough. You don't know anything about it.
I know that they hurt you.
To my way of thinking, Mr. Brendan, this sounds like a protection racket. You pay them or they pay you a visit. Does the name Robbie Jensen mean anything?
Jack. Come on.
This is D.S. Reed's military record.
Right, thank you. Okay. Ernie, about 18 years ago, I was working on a fraud job in Essex. It was a shipping company.
Don't remember that one.
Yes, you do. Horizon Containers, they were called.
No.
I need my notes on that job. I need to know where I was and when.
Well, it won't have been archived into the computer. It'll be buried.
This is personal.
Personal.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Now listen, Jack, I think I'm going to need your help with these corner shops being turned over.
What, some kids nicking sweets?
No, it's a bit more than that. It's about a dozen shops in the past couple of weeks. There's nothing stolen. Some assault. No one saying anything?
Sounds like a protection racket to me.
Exactly, that's what I thought. But I can't pin it down. One name has come up, though. A partial identification. Robbie Jensen. We just can't find him.
No, I don't know the name.
He's a sometime doorman on the clubs.
What, got some form, has he?
Well, he likes to use his fists. I was investigating illegal rave parties when I was at Edmund Street. We thought they were shifting a fair bit of ecstasy.
Did you get him?
No, he didn't have the brains to organise it.
Now, it's somebody using him.
Yeah, we thought the bloke behind it all was a Tim Hamilton. He was organising everything out at abandoned warehouses. He lives out of that posh estate in the north end of town. Solicitor's son. Arrogant little sod.
Oh, what? Bored at boarding school, so goes out to get up to mischief?
Yeah, something like that. University. We had to drop the case. His father climbed all over us.
Really? You got his address?
Yeah.
I think
A polite inquiry might not go amiss.
You got time?
Come on, we'll make time. No, not you, Reed. If you've already had a run-in with this Hamilton, I don't need you to provoke him. I can do that myself.
Yeah, all right, Gov, but keep your hands in your pockets. You'd be tempted to clock him, won't you?
What, me? Never.
Ah, Mr. Hamilton.
Yes?
Detective Sergeant Toolan, Denton CID, Detective Inspector Frost. I wonder if you can help us, sir. We're trying to trace the whereabouts of a Mr. Robbie Jensen.
So?
Well, do you know where he is?
I've never heard of him.
Oh, now, come on, don't let's get off on the wrong foot, son. I know that you know him because he's done a few things for you in the past.
Well, he's an errand boy. He lives on a council estate somewhere. They like to think they're part of the action.
Well, like rave parties?
Look, we've been through this months ago. I don't know where he is, so just chill out, yeah?
All right, thank you. Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Hamilton. Chill out, indeed. All right, see if you can find this slug, Robbie Jensen. He's probably hiding in a dark hole somewhere.
All right, lads, get them unloaded. Yeah, we've got another shipment in. Yeah? Okay. If you want this thing done right, I'm going to have to start hurting people.
Oh, right, yeah, thank you. Have you got any kids?
Yeah, two. My mother took him away a couple of years ago. She's remarried. I mean, I see him when I can. He's a great kid.
Not easy, though, just.
Well, I don't blame her. Kind of been very pleasant being with a bloke who was in the mess I was in. I went over the edge. It was scary.
Uh-huh. I get scared witless sometimes in this job.
Well, there's no such thing as heroes, Gus. As far as I'm concerned.
No, you just get frightened enough or angry enough to do what's to be done. I just had to face this idiot with a gun. Oh, I'd had plenty of this, and, well, my marriage was on the rocks, so I thought, well, we've got nothing to lose. Not quite the same as what you did, though. Now, read your file.
Fear is fear, Governor. No matter what.
Yeah, I know, but I suppose what I'm saying, there are different kinds of fear, aren't there? I mean, I've just had something quite scary happen to me. Someone, well, told me something about something that I might have been responsible for 20-odd years ago. And that sent a chill down my spine. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know the most frightening thing anyone said to me? Fixed bayonets.
Yes. Well. Can I give you a lift?
No thanks, Gov. No, I'm going to check out a couple of pubs. See if I can find the bloke who sold me those duff fags.
Yeah, all right.
Thanks, Mr. Frost.
It's all right, forget it. Frost.
We were on patrol when we saw a couple of kids running out of the public toilets. When they saw us, they dropped this. It's DS Reed's, I'm afraid. They stripped his wallet, chucked away the warrant card. Medics say it's touch and go.
Oh, thanks. Reed, Reed, you can hear me. You'll be all right. You're all right, son. You're going to be all right. You hang on in there. Don't you give up on me, son. Don't you give up.
Naturally, we hope that he overcomes the injuries sustained in this assault. But it appears that D.S. Reed had a drug habit that he'd managed to keep hidden. Now, this will throw the public and the media spotlight onto us all, and Miss Redmond here will have her hands full with the press.
Another rotten apple, another crooked copper. That's how the press will present this whole shameful affair. An officer with a drug problem sneaking into a public toilet to feed his habit.
Bringing disgrace on the service.
Excuse me, sir. May I? I've just come from the hospital where D.S. Reed is on the critical list. Now, before we condemn a long-serving officer, I do think we ought to give him the benefit of the doubt, don't you?
I'm dealing with facts.
I think not, Ms. Redmond. These are the facts. 20 years ago in the Falklands, Terry Reed went up a mountainside with a bayonet on the end of his rifle because other young men like himself were being cut down by machine gun fire. And because he did the business, they gave him a military medal for courage above and beyond.
His background is irrelevant to this matter, Inspector.
Not at all. I think it's very relevant, sir. Does anyone in this room who thinks they know anything about courage had better think again? Yes, Reed's got problems. He's got very big problems. But knowing those problems and trying to shape his life, I mean, that's courage.
Yeah, that's enough, Inspector.
No, it's not enough, sir. And before anyone in this room kicks a man while he's down, I want to assure you that D.S. Reed was not, and I repeat, not, doing anything illegal yesterday, and I will stake my career on that. And let me just say this. I think it's disgraceful the way you're treating a real bloody hero who's got on with his life and never quit.
In my office. I won't be challenged in such a manner by you or anyone else.
And I will not stand by while a senior officer condemns a fellow officer without substantial proof. Look, Reed was assaulted and robbed whilst paying for drugs. His wallet wasn't missing, just everything in it. Yes, and so was his military medal.
Had it sell anything to feed their habit?
Oh, don't give me that. Reed would never sell that medal. It's the only thing that holds him together.
That's enough.
A damn good officer's reputation has been maligned in front of his colleagues.
That's not what the doctors say. He's on methadone and
You're
here's a report
presuming
that
to
he
judge
smashed
him
up his room
guilty
where it-
before anyone else has seen the facts.
Where it appears
If you
that
had listened to his
assured
record
officers
and
you
not
had
what
sex
you
matters.
think has happened, you don't know what he was doing.
That's enough.
I know he was working on a case.
Enough! I expect an apology from you, Inspector. In writing.
Yes. And just for the record, sir, when I establish exactly what happened to D.S. Reed, I'm sure that you will be prepared to offer the same unequivocal apology to him.
That's all, Inspector.
If there's anything I can do to help, let me know, Jack.
Thanks, George. There is. Look, get sniffing around, see if you can find Reed's medal. If you find that, we'll find the bloke who did him over.
I'll start with the pawnbrokers.
All right, yes. And tell them I want it done by the book and let us know. I'll personally guarantee they won't be out of pocket. In the meantime, we'll get on with what we have to do.
been a fair bit of rain in the past few days, so it's not much to go on.
Now, we do know that she was at work on Saturday. She also got a house in the centre of town. It's doubtful if she had time to go anywhere else.
Well, maybe. But see here, Jack. Tires are clean, but there's specks of mud trapped in here. Red clay. Now, there's a band of soil with a top seam of clay running through it in 2 areas around here. The local farmers call it Denton Red. I've marked the areas for you.
Can you tell how recently the car was in this area?
Definitely in the last couple of days. And that's not all. Dan, thank you. There's a smear of the same stuff inside, almost like a scuff mark. And there's another one just like it on the back carpet as well.
Yeah, but what made it?
Oh, that I can't tell you.
And I thought all you blokes practiced the black arts.
Oh, only when there's a full moon.
How's Terry Reid doing?
It's too soon to tell. I'm sorry.
Is Reid your man?
Yes, yes, he is.
He's not my patient, but I'll make sure they keep you up to date.
All right, thank you.
You wanted to see me?
Yes, yes, I do.
Well, a lot of doctors here.
All right.
We work all hours.
Yes.
We live on canteen food and takeaways.
All right, don't worry about that. It's like home from home for me.
Coffee?
Yes, please. Milk, 1 sugar. Now, we've established that Dr. Gibson went missing on Saturday. Could you tell me where you were?
I was at a surgical procedures lecture.
Any witnesses?
About 60. I was on the platform as a panel member to answer questions from 9 to 5. I did the main lecture, got back to the hospital that evening, and attended to an emergency admission, and that will all be documented.
Earlier, you said you liked Dr. Gibson.
Yes.
You seem to be the only one.
I first met her in Kosovo in a camp that treated both sides of the conflict. She was a volunteer surgeon for 2 months.
Generous and brave, eh?
Dedicated. Nothing was allowed to stand between her and her work. I have to get back to my patients.
Yes, of course. Thank you. Oh, one more thing, Dr. Retnig. Why did you resign?
Resign?
Yes, I found your letter of resignation in Dr. Gibson's desk.
Oh, yes, of course. I forgot. She refused to accept it. I wanted to move to a smaller hospital, better career move. She talked me out of it.
She must have had a lot of faith in you.
Yes, I suppose she did.
Afternoon, Jack. Oh, afternoon. I'm not so sure that I want to see you.
Don't shoot me, I'm just the messenger.
Of good tidings, I hope.
18 years and 5 months ago, to be precise, for the Essex job. I found it. Those are the dates you were seconded, and those are the dates you claimed for expenses, and those are your personal notes.
I didn't realise I was there so long.
Time flies when you're having fun.
There are times when I wish that you weren't so thorough.
Nothing untoward, I hope, Jack.
No. Well, I suppose you could be quite good. Anyway, thanks. I appreciate this.
That's okay. Oh, hello, George. Hello, mate. Thanks. Jack, any news on Reid?
Critical, but he's stable. George, about this hospital thing, I can't work it out. Everyone who was associated with that Dr. Gibson has got an alibi for Saturday. I mean, even she was in the wards taking patients' notes an hour before the waste truck arrived.
So what's your point?
Well, whoever killed her had to wrap her in plastic, put her in a plastic bag, get the bag into a wheelie bin, get the wheelie bin from wherever it was, right across the hospital, to where the waste is picked up, all in under an hour.
It couldn't be done.
Anyway, have a look at this. Colby's company brochure. Look at the small print on the back. A list of company directors. One happens to be the hospital manager's wife.
Jameson. Conflict of interest, maybe.
Yeah, very big, maybe. Especially when there's a lucrative waste contract on offer. Yes?
James Ingram, sir.
Yeah, well.
He's a paramedic. He works at the hospital all the time.
Is he? Well. Who better to wheel a body into a mortuary than a paramedic?
That's what I thought too, sir.
Oh, did you?
Yes, sir. Mr. Mullock told me as you're short-handed, I was to attach myself to you.
Oh. And that gives you the go-ahead to start thinking, is it?
I've already started making inquiries about Ingram's off-duty activities, sir. I'll get onto his background first thing tomorrow.
No, Prentice, no. You will get onto it tonight and give me the information first thing tomorrow.
Good idea, sir. I was only going to study tonight anyway.
Yeah, well, what you don't know, you won't miss, will you? Goodbye. He's learning.
Is your friend badly hurt?
Yes.
Sorry.
Well, he's tough, though. You know, that helps. Oh, you should have done this.
Why not? When's the last time you ever had a picnic? Anyway, it's my birthday.
Oh, it isn't, is it? And I'm sorry.
You went to know. It's Italian, lots of different tastes.
Right. Not a spaghetti sandwich, then?
Not quite as messy.
No. Oh. Yeah, hang on. Well. And I just want you to know that, you know, your mother and I had a great relationship. Yeah, she was a lot of fun. I just wish that she'd told me about you.
Mum was always independent, wasn't she? I don't know. Maybe she didn't want to share me.
Yeah. Never thought of that.
Women don't always want men cluttering up their lives, do they?
No, I suppose not.
Vice versa, too.
You wouldn't be cluttering up my life. I just want you to know that.
They want us to sell their cheap cigarettes instead of our regular stock.
And these cigarettes will either be stolen or illegally brought into the country.
My husband doesn't want to break the law. But this man, this
Is it Robbie Jensen?
man, he's going to hurt us. Don't tell my husband I came here.
Mrs. Brendan, I have a colleague, a police officer, who's been seriously assaulted. I think that from what you've been telling us here, that it's possibly the same people. So if you could give us a name, please.
I'm sorry.
Reed. He was sniffing out someone selling illegal fags in pubs. Tell me there's not a connection.
Here, get the lid off this, will you? My hands ain't as good as they used to be. Oh, blackberry and apple. My daughter brings it in for me, and the nurses keep it in there.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Well. That's not bad, is it?
Is your mate in there, is it?
Yes, yeah, that's right.
Look, if they stick him in the end bed, he's a goner. It's where they've all been dying. Bed 5. Yeah, at the op, into intensive care. Woof, stone dead.
Bed 5.
Yeah. Well, if they shift him in there, I'll get him to give you a call, 'cause he'll be a goner. Sure as eggs is eggs.
Yeah, well, you do that. Thank you. Hey!
Huh?
You want to watch the sell-by date on these things?
Oh, it's a load of rubbish. You buy them cheaper this way and keep them in the fridge. They last longer.
Look, I don't think she was killed on Saturday.
Don't confound science, Inspector. It means extra work. You're here to cause me grief, I can tell.
No. Listen. Just listen. Just supposing she was killed earlier, and the killer discovers that the hospital incinerator is broken down. So he's caught short. No quick way to dispose of the body. So he stores the body in the cold room in the mortuary. Right? Now, what would happen?
Ambient temperature dictates the rate of decay to slow down decomposition.
Exactly.
All right, Inspector. I'll start another post-mortem right away.
You blame Dr. Gibson for your son's death.
She killed him, just like the others.
The others?
Come on. For God's sake, haven't you dug that out yet? There's an inquiry going on. 5 post-operative deaths in as many months. Something went wrong with my son's operation. Of course she killed him, one way or another.
A ward nurse said that you visited your son late Thursday night.
Yeah?
Did you see Dr. Gibson?
Look, I saw her in the corridor, right? I asked her if anything had gone wrong during the operation. She assured me Michael would be fine.
Farmer says he saw a blue Vauxhall Cavalier parked in one of his fields. Look, releasing pigeons.
So what?
Dr. Gibson's car was seen in that area. All right, go on. Come on. Admit it, Ingram. You were there.
Look, I went out there on Friday.
The day your son died?
You wouldn't understand. Who told you saw me? Farmer couldn't have. Oh, the bloke who runs the hospital, was it?
James?
Ah, yeah, that's him. Yeah, he drove past. Maybe he saw me. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I haven't done anything wrong.
Sir!
Yes, what is it?
Sir!
Well. That doesn't look very nice, does it, Mr. Ingram? Are you sure there isn't something that you want to tell us?
Jim?
It's blood. I hit a fox when I was driving out there. Its back was broken. I had to finish it off. I didn't tell you because I didn't want to upset you.
You didn't think about upsetting me the day my Michael died. Just going off to fly your bloody pigeons. Leaving me here alone. Just leaving me!
Sorry, love, I had to get out of the house. I had to do something.
But you didn't do anything for me.
Mr. Ingram, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to come down to the station to answer a few more questions. Prentice, get a woman constable out to the house and bag those jeans up as well.
All right, look. You can talk to me as much as you like. But please, leave my wife alone. She's not coping. Michael was our only child. If you've got kids, you'll know what I mean.
Result, Jack? James Ingram. Had to bring him in until we checked out some blood stains we found. You?
Uniform dug out Robbie Jensen.
Ah, like a rat in a hole. Oh, well done uniform. Thank you.
Right, Simon, Jack. Super wants to see you as soon as you come in, both of you. And this bloke wants you to phone him.
Oh, who's he?
No idea. Wouldn't say, except it's important.
Well, it always is, isn't it, eh? Oh, come on, Georgie Porgy. Let's go and see the headmaster.
Inspector Frost, this is Tim Hamilton's father. He has a complaint.
Oh, complaint. I'm very sorry to hear that, sir. How can I help?
You and this other officer have been harassing my son.
No.
Actually, we were asking for some information, that's all.
Well, you're going to stop making any association between my son and a roughneck who works in nightclubs. The family went through enough of this last time.
Well, he's not the most well-mannered boy I've ever come across, is he, sir? Mind you, they usually say that comes from the parents.
That's enough. You may think you have the right to insult me and my family, you and your vindictive colleague here. Bloody Gestapo tactics are still in the police training manual, I see.
Mr. Hamilton, I will not have inappropriate accusations made. You should know better than that.
If I catch you near my son again without just cause, you and this department will feel the full weight of the law.
Excuse me, sir, but is that what happened to Detective Sergeant Reed?
Reed? Oh, yes, I remember him. Persistent to the point of being vindictive.
Yes, and he was moved from his own division a week after that.
Point taken, I think.
Well, sir, if we have to question your son again, make sure we've got just cause. Eh, Mr. Hamilton? Come on, George. Well, I'd like to thank you, Mr. Ridley, for getting in touch with the station. Now, I'm rather hoping that you've got something I want.
Maybe I have. Your blokes are putting a word about. Nothing in the papers, I see.
Well, no, we didn't want to scare anyone off.
If I have got this particular piece of merchandise, you'll take it away. Evidence, whatever. I'm out of pocket.
Well, you would have heard that I'm willing to stand good for it.
Which is why I phoned. Thought it was dodgy. Don't see many of these.
No, they don't give many away. We have security camera tapes of a highly incriminating nature. We're also re-interviewing all of the shopkeepers. We also have a very critically ill police officer.
I want to make a phone call.
Of course you do. It's your right. The public phone's a bit dicky at the moment. However, Constable.
Yes, sir.
This gentleman needs to make a phone call. He can use the office down there on the left and make sure he has his privacy.
Right, sir. This way, please. You haven't got anything with him on security tape?
He doesn't know that.
And there's nothing wrong with a public phone. That's something close to the wind, isn't it?
Look, I said that I have some tapes of an incriminating nature, which I have, of the kids who pawned Reed's medal.
That's not Jensen. We haven't made any connection between Jensen and whoever clobbered Reed.
We will. Anyway, George, what do you want?
Do you buy?
Oh, yeah.
Well, in that case, thank you very much.
It's all right. It's only a soft drink. It's not Magnum or champagne.
So what do I do now? What do you mean buy some time? They're trying to stiff me with working over a copper.
Cover the door. Phil Hamilton is the sort of bloke who gets his kicks by running tough street kids in illegal cigarette rackets.
The cost of mounting a raid is substantial.
Well, I think that Hamilton has pegged Jensen out to dry. But Jensen has told me the time and the place where Hamilton is expecting his next drop-off. If I...
Jensen's statement is not enough. Hamilton's father, he's a force to be reckoned with.
Well, it's all I've got. I'm sorry it's all I've got. But if I can nab Hamilton, I'm sure it'll tie in with the lads that assaulted Reed.
Well, you haven't got them yet, have you?
Well, no, we've identified them. We're looking for them.
So, Reed didn't pawn his medal?
No. The kids who worked him over did.
All right. You better have your raid.
Thank you.
hearing me?
More filth in the farmyard, eh?
And a good afternoon to you, too. Tell me, what does it take to join this private club of yours? A willingness to commit crime?
No, intelligence and a willingness to apply it. You've got no right.
Wrong.
Look, I run a legitimate trading business.
What, a smart lad like you at his last year at university?
It's called entrepreneurship.
It's called thieving.
Buildings are clear, sir.
Nothing illegal in bath ducts, Inspector.
They may have pulled it, but they never hurt anybody. I'm not having you lot sticking a salt on my Paulie and Jeff. They done nothing. Tell him what you told me.
All right, that'll do, that'll do.
You never brought any money into this house. What'd you do with it, eh?
Okay, son. Tell me what happened.
We went into the pisser, but we didn't hurt him. He was already down.
The other bloke, he'd already done him.
What other bloke?
This other fella ran out. We saw him.
Some bloke in a short coat and hat. We didn't touch the bloke in the pisser.
We just nicked his wallet.
So, if the boys didn't clobber Reed, and it's fairly certain they didn't, that just leaves Larry Brewer.
No, I don't think it was him. It's not his style. Mind you, people do change, though.
There you are, sir.
Oh, yes, here I am. Seems I can't hide anywhere in this place, can I?
New post-mortem on Dr. Gibson.
Thank you. Ah, well. It seems our Dr. Gibson didn't die on Saturday morning. She died on Thursday night. It's a day and a half earlier than we thought. Clever clogs, aren't they, forensic pathologists? Who says they're one step up from watching sugar dissolve in tea? Put the team rechecking all the statements, will you?
I'll get onto it now, sir.
No, you won't. You will do that tomorrow morning. You'll go home to your wife and that would-be child of yours. Go on.
Right, sir.
You know, the killer must have brought her car and her body back to Denton General Thursday night. That's when he discovers that the incinerator has broken down. He forges her signature on the medical charts Saturday morning to make us think that she was alive and still at work. That's an alibi in reverse. But who killed her Thursday night?
I don't know. The one thing is certain, it wasn't James Ingram. His son didn't die till Friday morning.
Sir! Sir! Just had a call from somebody called Rollo. Said to tell you they serve a good pint at the Fiddler's Inn.
No, let's call it a day. Or night.
Evening, Frost. The usual.
Come on. Can always tell a copper, can't you, Inspector Frost? Especially the bent ones. They have that certain look. And then there's all the freebies. Isn't there? Free beer, free sarnies, and... well, who knows what else? Larry Brewer. Took me a long time to remember you. And now you remember me.
Oh, my God.
No, just Inspector Frost. Will do.
You tried to kill a police officer.
I never laid a hand on him. Cottoned on to me in the pub and followed me out.
He's still in a coma.
I thought I could hide from him in the carsy, but he was too bloody fast for me. Blimey, he was on me like a snake.
What did you hit him with?
Nothing, Mr. Frost, I swear. One minute he had his hands on me, the next he was down.
Is that when you put the boot in?
Look, I haven't harmed anyone. I pretended to be you, fair enough, but it was a meal ticket and a bit of fun. It was a harmless con, that's all.
No, not harmless, Larry. As far as I'm concerned, you assaulted and left a badly injured man who still might die. Con your way out of that one.
Mm. Mm. Oh. Oh, sorry, Nelson. Must have nodded off. Oh, a quick 5 minutes, wasn't it?
Inspector, you've been here all night.
Oh. Oh, thank you very much.
I'm off duty now.
Oh, this is better than a blood transfusion, this. Thank you for, letting me sleep.
Oh, just don't tell anyone. And make yourself scarce. Shift changers get busy.
Yes, yeah, okay. And, well, thanks again. Excuse me, can you tell me where I can leave this?
Just put it in the kitchen, second on right.
Thank you. It was just an unconscious act, part of a normal routine. She just pulled the plug out and then put it back a couple of minutes later.
My God. And 5 people have died.
No one could have known. No one.
I think this might conclude the internal investigation into post-operative mortalities.
The ventilator alarm on bed 5 was faulty. The ECG alarm only came on when the patient's heart stopped.
This is going to cost the Trust a fortune. If you didn't skimp on equipment in the first place, Jameson, and gave us enough money for appropriate maintenance, this would never have happened. Thank you, Inspector. You've saved lives. I forgot to add my congratulations and thanks, Inspector.
Just happened to be in the right place at the right time, as opposed to our Dr. Gibson. Oh, I was meaning to have a word with you today, anyway.
You don't seriously think I killed her?
I should be impounding your car today. And I should be taking samples from the tyres, which I believe will put your car in the vicinity of where she was murdered. Quite close to where you live.
She was killed near my house?
Too close for comfort, eh, Mr. Jameson?
Look, she came out to the house. She wanted me to reassess the budget cuts to her department. She'd have done anything to keep that unit fully operational.
So she was blackmailing you. She was going to tell the hospital trust about your wife's association with Colby's, and that Colby's had just been approved a very lucrative contract by you, the hospital manager.
I didn't kill her. God, what a terrible mess. She left the house at about 8:30 last Thursday night, after I'd agreed to her demands. And she left, Inspector, because our dinner guests had arrived. A dozen people can vouch for me and my wife on Thursday night. I drove into the office late on Friday morning, and I never saw Helena Gibson again. I may be guilty of vested interests, Inspector, but not murder.
All right.
See, you don't need to use brute force. A little humiliation works wonders.
Oh, please leave him alone, please. It's done us no harm.
Where would we be without commercial enterprise, Mr. Brendan? Welcome to our organisation. Nice doing business with you.
Frost.
Ah, Mr. Hamilton. So sorry to disturb your meal, sir, but it gives me great pleasure to tell you that I have a warrant for your son's arrest. Okay, George, let's go. I also have a warrant to search these premises and seize anything that I feel might be relevant, such as computers and files, etc.
It's all right, Tim. I'll sort these people out.
I have witness statements. I also have a wholesaler who swapped a whole load of plastic nuts for a surprisingly large amount of contraband cigarettes. I also have a lorry containing the aforementioned contraband cigarettes. I have a friend of your son sitting out there who has traded in his get-out-of-jail-free card.
Your manner alone is sufficient for me to lodge a complaint at the highest level.
Well, I dare say. But your son, Timmy, has been a very naughty little tyke and has to face some rather unpleasant medicine.
You really are insufferable.
Yes. And they say there's no satisfaction in one's work.
We had a check. I know that. They told me my son was in that bed in intensive care. And why he died.
Yes, I'm sorry.
If you hadn't found out why those people had died, they wouldn't have released his body till who knows when. We can bury him now. Thank you for that.
Is there anything I can do? I mean, do you want a lift?
No, my wife's here.
Just a moment, Sergeant. Now, I don't want you feeling lonely in this cold, smelly old cell, so I brought you something to keep you company. Bang him up. You know about this fraud case in Essex that I was on all those years ago? Well, I've been looking at my notes.
That took some doing, Jack, with your scribble.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that I was back here that month when I was working on that case. She says her birthday is this week.
What are you talking about?
There's a young girl who says I'm her father.
Oh, blimey, that must be serious. She can't be after your money.
No, she isn't. Thank you, Trig. Thing is that, well, I've rather warmed to the idea.
But what are you going to do about it, Jack?
Dunno. If I don't say anything, she won't know. And she'll have a father, and I'll have a very nice daughter.
Listen, a DNA test will give you proof.
No, I've got the proof.
What?
Saliva test. Off a serviette that we had on our picnic. I haven't got the courage to open it.
That's your call, Jack.
Yeah. Thank you, Trig. Prentice, you're late again.
Sorry, Mr. Frost. I was up all night. The baby's due today.
Look, why don't you just take the rest of the day off?
Oh, thanks, sir. Because I'd never get into the hospital on my bike in time.
Oh, well, you'll have to learn to pedal harder, won't you? Look, just a minute. I've got to go to the hospital to see D.S. Reed. I'll get a patrol car to drop me off. Tom, there's my keys. When the call comes, use my car. And put your bike in the rear.
Thanks, sir.
Which means, when all this is over, you can cycle back.
He's going to be fine. He regained consciousness early this morning.
Oh, great, thank you. Thank you very much for your help.
Not at all. He's got a strong will. Menson weight was pulling him through.
Well, I always knew he wasn't a quitter.
He'll need care for some time to come.
Yes, of course, I understand.
Oh, by the way, Jameson has resigned as hospital manager, so, some good has come of all this. Any word on Helena Gibson's murderer?
No, not yet, I'm afraid. Excuse me, would it be all right for me to go in?
Yes, okay, just for a minute.
Thank you. All right. I see you caught up with your beauty sleep then.
Hello, Governor. I've got a shocking headache.
I'm not surprised. You'll be pleased to know that we've got Larry Brewer. He'll do some serious time for what he did to you.
You didn't touch me, Gov.
You what?
No, I sussed him in the pub. He did a runner. I collared him in the toilets. The floor was swimming in water. And I slipped and cracked my head on the sink.
Well, that was his story.
He's telling the truth.
For once. Well. Anyway, we still got a result.
Did you catch the killer?
No, not yet. You know, well, I better go. You get some rest. I'm going to slide off to the pub and get a liquid lunch. And before you ask, I won't have one for you. I'll have a double.
Hope I'm not too late, sir.
Good timekeeping is a knack, and it's one I hope you will soon acquire. Wait, that's what you're doing? My upholstery there, I had it cleaned last year.
Sorry about that scuff, sir. I'll come off with a bit of cleaner. Sir, you alright?
Get in touch with the station. Get DS Toolan down here and a couple of squad cars. I want them now.
Sir.
Dr. Retnick. You thought you were safe. No body, no crime. But you see, I've got her body. I got it before it went into the incinerator.
I have to go back to my patients.
You put her in the cold room. Because you knew the hospital incinerator had broken down. You sneaked her car back here Friday night, then forged her signature on Saturday. A perfect alibi. I know it all. Get out of the way! Hey! You didn't write that resignation, did you? She did. But she wanted you to sign it. Am I right?
You don't understand what it's like where I come from. People like her, they watch every move you make. Everything will have ended for me. She was questioning my qualifications.
thought I was responsible for all that death. The irony is, Rennick, it wasn't your fault. Those patients dying. I heard her talking to Jameson. She was going to tell him all about me. She never told Jameson. She gave you the benefit of the doubt. You killed her for nothing. Are you okay? Is he just me or is he bloody lost in here? Get him, take him, will you? Come on, you. Okay, up.
They won't keep you long.
Oh. You know what? He followed her. He followed her out to Jameson's. He waylaid her somewhere and then he killed her. He put his bike on the back seat of the car. See, that's what those scuff marks were. I would... Oh, hello. How's your wife and that baby of yours?
Oh, God, I forgot.
Got high hopes for that lad. Oh. Oh. Got a little birthday present for you. At least I'll have had the pleasure of sharing one birthday with you. No. You know, do it later.
I'm sorry it's not you.
Yeah, well, me too. You would have been a daughter I could have been proud of. You will keep in touch, won't you? I really like that. And, you'll let me know if there's anything I can do to help you find, you know. Anyway, I'll say goodbye.
You'd have been the perfect choice.